Hello everybody and welcome back. I want to play some Borderlands, but fuck it, we're gonna make an elf. So let's go over this really quickly. Elves, +2 dexterity, live way too fucking long, speed 30, dark vision, proficiency in perception, saving throws against charmed, can't fall asleep, trance instead of sleep, get a couple languages. That's where it stops. Then your subrace gives you a proficiency of a type of weapons, and then a bonus to another attribute by 1, usually some sort of language or something along those lines, as well as like a cantrip or whatever you can do. I know this is like the 5esrd.com, which is garbage, but that's just because there's only so much that's legally released, which is why it's hard to get your hands on it. But if you look at, say, High Elf, which is that one right there, it's a cantrip. If you look at Wood Elf, I say weapon training, slightly more speed, and then a crappy hiding ability that only comes into effect with certain DMs. Then Drow, who are more powerful than the other elves, but come in with like a sunlight sensitivity to balance them out. They get some magic, once again, weapon training, and a bonus ability score, all that stuff, da-da-da-da. All of it follows the same pattern. Then they release the subraces. Sea Elf, bonus to Constitution, weapon training, and some other nifty features or whatever. Okay, cool. Then you have the Grugak from the Greyhawk. Bonus to ability score, weapon training, and then you get a cantrip. Okay, cool. Then you have the Shadakai. Bonus to ability score, you get a spell, and then some other little ability. Yay. And then you have the Avariel. No fucking ability score, no fucking weapon training, no fucking anything anywhere whatso fucking ever. So long, all they fucking get is a flying speed of 30, can't wear medium armor or heavy armor. That's it. You get a flying speed of 30, can't wear medium or heavy armor. You get a flying speed of 30, you can't wear medium or heavy armor. And then you can speak Orin. Woo! Why does this make me mad? Why do I get so angry about this? That's because when you actually go into like the history of the Avariel, where they come from, back in the history, back in the days of Yor and Faerun, when Faerun first brought elves to this plane of existence, so they first brought elves to Abertoril, right? There were, I believe it was 4 species of elves that existed originally. Of those 4 species, all the elves that you see today are descendants of those species. Like, for instance, Drow weren't always, had the skin of night. That was actually a curse that was placed upon them by Corellian to mark them for the evil that they did, because they, the way that they turned on him, right? Like, there's a whole story as to why every elf is the way they are, how they've magically or mundanely evolved into what they are. Sans 1, the Avariel, they have not evolved. They're still the greater, original, amazing form of elves that they used to be. Let me see if I can Google 3.5 Avariel stats. I spelled it wrong, whatever. God, I feel like this is going to be... Oh, here we go. Level adjustment 3. That meant if you had a party of 4... if you had a party of characters and they're all 4th level, and you wanted to play an Avariel, you came in at 1st level to be an Avariel. That's how good they were, okay? +4 dexterity, -2 con. That was all elves got -2 con. +2 intelligence, +2 wisdom. They have hollow bones as a result. That makes them more fragile. Blah blah blah. Keen sight, +4 to spot checks. That's pretty standard. It's the elves usually got the 2. +4 in jump checks because they have wings to help them with it. Proficient with rapier or longsword. Proficient also with lasso and bolas. I mean, that's again kind of like an extension of what the elves already have beforehand. They had flight, a flying speed of 50. A flying speed of 50. Back then, there was also something called a maneuverability. There were 5 stages of maneuverability. Average was in the middle. There were ways to increase or decrease those depending on which rules you played with. But again, they had average, but 50-foot flying speed. That was insanely fast, right? As long as not carrying a medium load and not wearing heavy armor, which means they can still wear medium armor if they wanted to, and they're not fatigued or exhausted, which is pretty legit. They have a huge wingspan, which is amazing. It's actually shorter than you would think for their height, but that's fine. They have a huge wingspan, so just keep that in mind. You're like, where can they fly? Their favorite class is Cleric. That's a feature that we don't really care about nowadays. And these attributes were so amazing. They were a +3 level mod. Think about it. Imagine playing an Avariel Monk, right? Even if you went point buy, an Avariel Monk. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at this right here. That's amazing. That's like the different type of characters you could play were amazing. I mean, sure, I don't give a shit if you're saying fly speeds are considered more powerful. That makes no sense whatsoever. Whatsoever. At all. Makes no sense. You can literally, at level 1, be a Storm Sorcerer, cast a first level spell, and fly a little bit. By a third level character, you can levitate. By a 5th level character, you can fly. Sure, yes, you have to cast a spell to do it. But there are built-in like safeguards for a lot of the flying spells. Oh, if this spell suddenly comes to an end, you float safely to the ground. If you're an Avariel and you're like, hey yo, I'm flying, and somebody's like, cool, I free action draw my fucking bow and drop my sword because that doesn't take anything nowadays. I move to get in range and shoot you. Oh, I shot you. You're at -3, which counts as 0. Cool. You're falling. You hit the ground. Oh, guess what? Now you're at 1 death point because you hit the ground because you were flying. There's no safeguards to protect you for the fact that you have a fly speed with crappy armor. There's nothing. You're just garbage. It's a terrible representation of the greatest elven race that has existed. It's stupid. Before this came out, though, Aaron and I actually made our own version of Avariel. We actually came up with something on our own. I was kind of hoping that she would have it somewhere nearby. Did she respond to my text? Because she didn't respond to that. Nope, she didn't respond. So we actually based it off of the Drow, because Drow, strangely enough, did not have a level mod. That was kind of like one of those, whoa, pussied up Drow to make sure that they could exist in the PHP as a standard race. I'm cool with that. They did a good job of that. So how did they get away with making Drow more powerful than the others, but at the same time, not too powerful, right? They added a vulnerability. So let's cut it back for a second for how I plan to handle that. 1, Avariel do not have a +1 to a secondary stat. They don't. No sense. Literally no sense whatsoever. I don't like it. It literally makes no sense. If I were to handle it the way I would want to, just to mimic earlier editions, I would want to give them a +1 to intelligence and wisdom, but that breaks the mold, even if technically Tritons do something similar to that. Since we go 1-1-1, it breaks the mold. So I would give you +1 to wisdom. I think that that's more important to them. Wisdom, knowing what you're doing, where you are, their faith, so on and so forth, the ancient war fighting the dragons. Let's go wisdom, okay? So we gave them +1 wisdom. I can't remember all the other details that we gave them, and I really wish I could. We gave them a flying speed. I wanted to say it was 40, because 50 was really fast back in the day. And the way that movement works in 5e is very different from movement in earlier editions. The fact that you can break up your movement as much as you'd like, the fact that maneuverability isn't a factor, we wanted to weaken it a little bit. So if I remember correctly, we gave him a flying speed of 40 instead of 50, but we still gave it to him. We gave him proficiencies, including lassos and bolas. So, of course, we had to come up with the stats for those, like you would typically see in any splat book. Oh, we threw in this random thing that they're good at. Let's also give you the rules for that. And then we threw in, what was the other thing? So, let's see. It was we gave him proficiency in lassos and bolas and rapiers. We gave we gave him a cool feature that had to do with archery. Right? Is that what we did? Hold on. You know what? What we based it off of before was the... What's that book called? Player's Companion? What's the Elemental Evil Player's Companion? So let's go 5e Player's Companion. Something like that. Compendium. Player's Companion, Wizards of the Coast. Because we use this as our basic mold. Because here's a race that gets +2 dexterity and +1 wisdom. And there's a fly speed of 50. That's right, we did give them a 50. Look at this. Fly speed of 50, and they have higher stats. That bothers me. And they have the talents. So we did give them the 50. We probably imposed the medium armor bit because it was already molded here. And we gave the dexterity, like I said, wisdom makes sense to us. We gave the rest of the elven features. But then, once again, it feels too powerful. So what did we do to kind of like balance it? We gave them an ability called Hollow Bones. As you see right here, they explain away the reduced constitution with Hollow Bones, which is why a creature can have such a small wingspan and be able to fly as easily as they do at their size and weight and everything. Hollow Bones. What does that mean? They actually have vulnerability to bludgeoning damage. This gives them double damage against, God, anything. You know what I mean? Maces, clubs, quarterstaffs, any type of spell that might do it. God forbid you're shooting like trebuchets or catapults up at them. I gave him vulnerability to a whole damage type. That is breathtakingly bad. Even an Avariel barbarian would still be taking normal damage while raging. That's really shitty. We gave him something else too. I can't remember what it was. It's bothering the poopy out of me. So it was all the basic elven rage traits. You see here. +1 wisdom, fly speed 50. Can't wear medium armor because that was the mold. Brittle bones and something else. I just can't remember what it was. I wish Aaron would tell me. Obviously the weapon proficiency, because it's mandate. It's literally the only elven race without a weapon proficiency. It's broken. It's stupid. I don't like it. I can't remember what it was, and I'm so sorry. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, exactly, Ollie. It's such a common damage type. It is literally painful what kind of penalty we imposed upon them. So I'm going to make an Avariel. I will do it at request. I am not going to use this piece of shit garbage. I'm not going to. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is Wizards of the Coast making a mistake and they need to fix it. Really, really badly. Like, really bad. I wonder if I'm the only person that's mad about that. This is not the campaign to do this in. Games. I've read a lot of games. Don't mind me. Almost competent. Let's go on this one. Let me go over here and do the obligatory roll. 100d100. Boom! And then I write poop and get the hover out of the way. Okay. So let's make another character. They'll let Frank see this. They make him very angry. Alright, so add character. Avariel. Race. Avariel. I never actually tried this before. I wonder if it works. Elf. Elf traits. Did it work? Let's try dragging elf right here. Didn't work. I was kind of hoping. Accepting drop from compendium. Nope. Maybe it's because I already have something written here. Nope. Okay. Again, I was hopeful. At least they're here for me to copy paste from, right? Right. Oh, this copy pasting. Dark vision. I love writing this stuff over and over again. Elf. Keen senses. Oh, hey, ayo. What just happened? What the hell just happened? Let's try that again. I linked a homebrew race guide into a homebrew chat if you want to compare your Avariel to the other PHBs. You're talking about for... Oh, I got what you're saying. So it's going to be Discord, which I'll totally pop up right here. Homebrew. I will trust your link, sir. It is not done pretty, but it's done. Oh, it's a guide for making. Oh, I see what you're saying. This is done beautifully, actually. It's all mathed out, is what you're talking about. Gotcha. A common vulnerability. Fire. Oh, look at this. A physical vulnerability. -40. Don't. Just don't. Exactly. That's why we're like, yeah. Yeah. Movement speed. Speed. It doesn't even cover 50 on here. Fly speed. Standard 38 plus 2 of these. What's that? 12. So that's worth a 20. So I mean, like, look at this. It's already, yeah. All right, whatever. We'll worry about this later. Not gonna homebrew it now. I gotta get through the boring part. Of copy and pasting without any decision making. Fully ancestry. It's fully ancestry, I tell ya. Elf. Trance. I like throwing all these things inside there because you never know who you're going to play with. And they might be like, what's the rules on that? And I go, well, here's the rules on that. It's nice to have quick reference right there at all times, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Over here, languages. Coleman. And 11. Speed is 30. Dex +2. Oh, because I'm building a character this way, that means I have to roll for stats, doesn't it? Oh shit. That's a bit frightening. It is a bit frightening. Oh, speed is 30, 50. Alright. Okay, let's see what we are working with. I'm a little afraid. I won't lie. Do I need anything else from in here? I don't think so. Good. Go away. Oh god, wish me luck. Oh god. Oh! Oh god! You are not going to last long against dragons. No, you are not. You are not going to last long against dragons. Oh god. Good night, Alyssa. Always a pleasure. Okay. What's the total? This is worth a -2. This is worth a -2, so it's -4 and 0. +1, +1, so still -2. +2, that's a net result of 0. I think, technically speaking, this can't be re-rolled. Right? Or is it? No, I think if the net result is less than +2, you can re-roll it. That's how it goes. Because I have a -4 and a +4, so I can actually re-roll it because the net gain is not +2 or greater. So I can re-roll this, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Re-rolling stats. Not much better. I'd say that's a good one. It's a really good one right there. So let's see. +3, +4, -1. It's solid. It's allowed to go. I don't even know what I'm going to build. I know what I'm going to build. A ranger. Why wouldn't you build a ranger? I mean, you're a goddamn... You know what I mean? So I wish I'd rolled an 18. That would have been nice. But, alright. Total 65. Usually go under 70. But there's actual ruling for it somewhere, Mim. There's actually like a rule written somewhere about the rerolls. I can't remember where it is. But there's a rule written somewhere for it. Alright, so what is my dump stat? For an Avariel Ranger, dump stat is Charisma, because he speaks down onto others for their ignorance of the war that's been going on since before humans existed. Dump stat Constitution, because it makes more sense. Going with like a cannon style. Even if they are a fighter type. Dump stat Constitution just makes sense. Alright. 11, we'll put that in Charisma, because I don't think I care about the Charisma on this character. Wisdom, I'm going to put a 13 here, making it a 14. Intelligence, so I've got a 12 and another 11. Let's make Strength a thing. Because I fly everywhere. And intelligence at 11. Not very bright. Alright, let's see. So, Avariel. It's going to go Ranger is my choice. We have to actually look up the Ranger bits. So we were saying for another feature here is Hollow Bones. Racial. I'm going to do Avariel. Yeah, Avariel. It's vulnerability to bludgeoning damage. The good news is bludgeoning damage isn't very common when you're flying. That's good news. You know, unless somebody comes at you flying with a hammer. I suppose I have to look up the 5e Ranger revised. What level am I doing, guys? What level am I doing? What's up, Derp? I'm gonna roll for it. What did I do before? Like, let's just do like a 1d4 plus 2. Did not make sense. I did not roll something that made sense. I rolled 1d4 plus at. Hey, plus 2 though. That's 6. It's a level 6 character. So, Avariel. Ranger level 6. Cool. It's going to take me a little while because I've actually never made a level 1 Ranger, level 6 in this system. I helped somebody make one. Choose 3. Animal handling. Let's see. Athletics is important to me. Stealth and perception are important. I already have perception. Athletics, stealth, and survival. Athletics, stealth, and survival. What's up, Unspeakable? I am actually making an Avariel, but fuck this bullshit right here. Go back and watch the very beginning of the VOD if you want to hear my rant. But fuck this. I am doing it with a homebrewed one that Aaron and I came up with a long time ago, whose rules I can't completely remember, and it's still more worth it. Simple martial weapons, light, medium, shields. Armor. Light, medium, armor, and shields. Except I spelled armor wrong. Simple and marital weapons. Armor. I didn't change my weapons to say weapons. There we go. Cool. What's up, Rune? How you doing? The balance of Dragonborn? Honestly, I don't think Dragonborn are broken or anything like that. I think they're... No. They have a... I don't think they're broken. Where was I? Revised Ranger. Enclose you. What was this? Oh, this is the Eladrin that came out. And the Gith. This is garbage Gith right here. Don't even... You want to hear anger about Gith? Ask Erin. I'm just going to leave that one alone. She has a much bigger opinion about it than I do. Chose my skills. Just going to copy paste this like I always do down below. Below me. Equip. Oh god, I'm off of a PDF. Choose a type of favored enemy. Beasts, fae, humanoids, monstrosities, or undead. Why can't I choose dragons? Why can't I choose dragons? I'm an Avariel. I should be allowed to choose dragons. Why can't I choose dragons? Am I crazy? Am I being crazy right now? Dragons, orc, pub. Because I love the orc pub. Yeah, type is dragon. No, I'm choosing dragons. Fuck you and your limitations. You can't limit me. I'm breaking the rules. I asked my DM, and he said, yeah, dragons. Because you're an Avariel, and it's a racial ability that, fuck the rules, I kill dragons. So favorite enemy, dragons. I don't even want to look at that. Favorite enemy, dragons. Class, a ranger. Scott, no. All I got was a solid Scott, no. Let's see. You gain +2 on damage rolls, weapon attacks against creatures of that type. Additionally, advantage on survival checks to track your enemy, as well as intelligence information to call information about them. When you gain this feature, you usually learn the language of the chosen type once spoken by blah blah blah. Pick a free language as you choose. Look at the 6th level apparently. Okay, I'll check it out. 1 second. Greater favorite enemy. Like I said, I've actually never made a ranger in this newer system. Ah, you can choose dragons there. You gain all the benefits of this. All your favorite enemies increases to +4. Ah. Hey, I happen to be 6th level, so I'm not going to argue with it. I won't argue with it, because even though every Avariel is trained to kill dragons, just like every gnome is trained to kill kobolds, despite that fact, we're going to wait until 6th level. Because you really wouldn't send warriors out in their childhood anyways. They'd be fighting dragons later on. It's one of those things where you don't bump into just like the idea of bumping into a 1st level elven character, that kind of like, it breaks fantasy when you allow elves in your games. Like, it breaks. It's like, elves are supposed to be this ancient race of people with wisdom beyond that. I'm 60. I don't give a shit. You know, like, I'm level 1. Okay, so you're not a typical elf. Okay. All right, then I will choose monstrosities then. Because humanoids is literally the older editions. To choose humanoids, you had to choose a subtype, and they had to be evil. You had to be evil to do it. So I'm going to choose monstrosities. Boom. Oh god, it's garbage. I just don't even want to look at it. Let's just go away. Natural Explorer. It's you've mastered. It grants the following. It used to be to choose terrain, but now I think it's all terrain, right? Advantage on initiative rolls. Yeah. So Natural Explorer just gives you this. In addition, you're skilled at navigating the wilderness. If you're traveling for an hour or more. Jesus. So I'm gonna do like 2 different groups here. Natural Explorer Combat, Natural Explorer Other. So I'll go like this. Oh god, I don't even want to look at that. Natural Explorer. Copy. Combat. Go away. Natural Explorer. Travel. Are you fucking kidding me? Go away. I don't even know why you're... I bet that's the update that ruined Ollie's computer. I really hate PCs. Don't get me wrong, Macs update all the time. Like, every other goddamn day, and it's really obnoxious. Ranger. Ranger. Okay. At least it pops up out there looking nice. You know what I mean? I guess that's all that matters, so I'll just like leave it alone. How about this one? That one does not. The other ones do at least. Or at least they're not bad. I gotta look at Gloomstalker or Monster Slayer. I'm going to open this book over here. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm going to open up the book that I have. Alright, so obviously I'm gonna go with archery. Like, why would you not go with archery? Are you kidding me? It's you're an Avariel. So archery is the fighting style. Let's see, you're gonna go like this. Boom. Boom, boom. And we're gonna go archery. We're gonna go ranger fighting style. Class. Boop. Spell casting. Yep. It's wisdom. That's why I made that a 14. Wish it could have been better, but I rolled like shit. And now I roll much better. Look at those stats. I almost feel like I have to do another character after this to play those stats. I mean, is that better than point buy? That looks better than you can get with point buy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Because I think with point buy, you'd go 15, 14, 14... 12, 8, 8 or something like that. Yeah, it looks better than point buy. Alright, so primal awareness. I remember Will getting this before. Beginning at 3rd level, in innate ability to communicate with beasts and recognize you as a kindred spirit. So the gestures, as action, you can read the basic mood or intent. You learn the emotional state, whether it's affected by a magic sort, blah, blah, blah. More or less, is this like the wilderness lore or whatever of yore that both rangers and druids used to get? Attack with the fast sentence. Additionally, you can tune your senses to determine if any of your favorite enemies are spending 1 interrupted minutes within 5 miles. Holy bag of poo-poo caca. That is a huge radius. Alright, well, I'm going to have to copy and paste all of this. Primal awareness. I think somebody had said before where is a good place to like paste it to and then paste it back. I can't remember though. Ranger. Somebody had told me. Favorite enemy player character. Use Notepad for the pasting? Really? It's just Notepad? Okay, or don't type Notepad. Is that really a Notepad? Let's cut. Paste. Oh no, Notepad is not. No. Nope. Nope. It's probably Microsoft Word. Alright. Let's see. Ranger Conclave. So I just have to choose one of these, more or less to choose my archetype. I'll worry about that afterwards. 4th level, yay, I'll worry about that afterwards too. Greater favorite enemy, and this is what we already talked about. So we're just going to add favorite enemy is going to be monstrosities. Is there a way I can do this? I'm pretty sure I can make this look prettier. Let's go FE, dragons, ampersands, monstrosities. Ranger, favored enemy. That looks better. And it's going to be +4s. Coolio. Better. Alright. That, I believe, takes into account everything. Yes, yes, yes. Nyeh. Yes. Will. Will. And yes. Okay. Worry about spells in a bit. Let's go over to... Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Ranger archetypes. So there's the Gloom Stalker. So Gloomstalkers are at home in the darkest places. Makes so much sense for someone that lives on a mountaintop up by clouds and soars through the air fighting dragons. In gloomy alleyways and primeval forests and wherever else lights dims, most folk enter such places with trepidation, but Gloomstalkers ventures boldly into the darkness, seeking to ambush threats before they can reach the broader world. What do they get? Third level spell is Disguise Self. Fifth level spell is Rope Trick. We've done so much rope trick tomfuckery in the older editions. Let's see. Dread Ambusher. Master of Ambush. You can give yourself a bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your Wisdom modifier. Don't you already roll initiative with double? So now you're saying you get initiative. This is crazy. So now you're rolling not just like advantage plus 4. You'd be rolling advantage plus 6. That's insanity. But okay. At the start of your turn, at the start of your first turn of each combat, your walking speed increases by 10 feet. Just fly, it's faster. Which lasts until the end of that turn. If you take the attack action on that turn, you make one additional weapon attack as part of the action. That attack hits. It takes an additional... So, it's nifty because I can shoot twice with a bow. Actually, Rangers get extra attacks, don't they, at level 5? Rangers don't get a second attack? Really? Rangers don't get another attack? You have to be a hunter to get another attack? I might just be going hunter. If you have attacking once is garbage. But in the first round, you get an extra attack. Umbral Sight, Dark Vision. If you already have it, it's 30 additional feet. While in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you. I remember the old school when you could do that stuff. Was it Dark Hidden or something like that? Was the feat that you could take from, I think, the Demon book? Fiendish Codex 1, I think it was. That was amazing. You could hide from like Tremor Sense and Blind Sight and stuff. Stalker Flora, Horizon Walker. Detect Portals. Planar Warrior. Ethereal Step. This is something like one of those things, or Avariel if you prefer it that way. This is one of those things you really have to, get somebody's... Alright, Monster Slayer. Is that the one we were just talking about down here? Hunter. Conclave. As opposed to Monster Slayer. Okay, Monster Slayer. At third level, it's Protection from Evil, Zone of Truth. Yeah, okay. Hunter's Sense. You gain the ability to peer at a creature and magically discern how best to hurt it as an action. Choose a creature within 60 feet of you. You immediately learn whether the creature has any damage, immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are. If the creature is hidden from divination magic, you sense that that it has no damage, immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities. You can use this feature number 10 to block. It's such a boring ability. It's like, hey DM, tell me like the monster's features. It's such a boring ability. Slayer's Prey. Bonus action, 60 feet. First time each that you hit, 1d6 extra damage. Lame, you have a spell that does that for you. 7th level, extra resilience against your... God, that's also just not a very good one. Magic user's Nemesis, 60 feet. Must succeed a wisdom saving throw. Otherwise, the teleport fails. Okay. Slayer's Counter. So if you use a Slayer's Prey forces you to make a saving throw, you can use your reaction to make one melee weapon attack against your quarry. God, none of those were good. I don't like any of them. I'm liking Hunter's Prey. This one was amazing. If I remember, you gain one of the following Colossus, wear down. So if you hit a creature with a weapon attack and the creature takes an additional 1d8 points of damage if it's below its maximum, which if they're missing 1 health point, you can do an additional 1d8 damage. Why in the world would you not want that? Plex, what are you talking about mixing UA? This one's not UA. This is actual printed book. And this right here, the Revised Ranger, if I remember correctly, this is new canon. This is it. Like, the other one is broken and garbage. Nobody's using it. And so if I'm taking this as a where the class comes from, and taking this as where the rest of the class comes from. That makes sense. All right, so it's all coming from one PDF, right? This over here, I don't like any of these for this character concept. Giant killer when large or larger creatures within 5 feet of you. Has to be within 5 feet. When Avariel doesn't work. Horde breaker. Each one of your turns make a weapon attack. You can make another attack against this with the same weapon against a different creature within 5 feet of the original target. That's a lot of fun. Actually, that's wicked cool. But no, thank you. Being at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you attack with your action. I prefer that one. Hunter's Prey. And definitely this one. 7th level, I'm not, so I can't get that. But this confuses me. Wasn't there a 6th level ability? 5th level, Hunter's Conclave, okay. So just get the second attack. Cool. I'm gonna go Colossal Slayer. Definitely going Colossal Slayer. So it's gonna be you. Cape Pasto. You, Cuddy Cut. And it's gonna drop those to class. Ranger. Bam. Alrighty, do you appear halfway decent? No, you don't, but I'll deal with it later. Darkstalker 3.5 is amazing. Unfortunately, we're dealing with, it was new kit. Oh, that's funny, Plex. I said the same exact thing in our Discord, right? I said the same exact thing in the Discord. Why wasn't New Ranger put in here? Why didn't they do that? They should have done that to solidify it. But apparently, I don't know. They should have done that. I think Mim was the one that had the counter argument as to why they didn't. I think it was. If it wasn't, sorry for putting you on the spot. I don't remember who had the counter argument. Class and Ranger. Cool. I like to throw everything on there. Alright, so unfortunately we only have one feature that got added on. Colossal Slayer, but it's going to be really important when you're fighting dragons. Obviously the weapon is going to... obviously. It's going to be a longbow. Sorry. Pretentious, obviously. Dex. 1d8. I'm going to do 1d8 over here. Piercing. But obviously we know that you only add the second one if they're injured. I totally slaughtered how to spell piercing right there. Yeah, I responded to it. They said they didn't want to it to be a thing people paid for. That was the reasoning. I thought that was good reasoning. We're not adding an additional, just an additional 1d8. That's all it was. I believe this was 150, 150 feet, and 600 feet. Okay. See how that looks? Actually, I have to modify my... Oh, I didn't check the other one. Whoopsie. And I actually get an additional +2 chance to hit. Oh. So there's a +7. Looks wrong. What? 3 + 4. Nope, 7's correct. Does that feel low? Why does 7 feel wrong? 3 and 4 is 7. Yeah, it's not applying my +2. That's why. It's because I added that to damage like a silly pants. Up here. There we go. My head has been removed from my ass. There's your Garbo damage of a level 6 character. Okay. So, that is everything there. Let's look at spellcasting really quickly. So I got all those. I love this ignore difficult terrain, advantage on initiatives. On your first turn, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not acted yet. Like, that to me is amazing. It actually, like, my level, like, is one of those, like, at level 4, I'm able to jump the stat if I want to. But I think there's a feat that makes me even better. So I'm going to worry about that in a second. Alright, spells. So I think I have a number known. 6th level, I have 4 spells known, and I have 4 first level slots and 2 second level slots. So let's look how it goes. Nature, let's see the how many spell slots. For example, known, first level and higher. You know 2 first level spells. Each of these spells must be of a level. For instance, from the 5th level, you can learn 1 new first level or second level. Additionally, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the range of spells you know and replace it with another one. Okay, so it works like a sorcerer. Wisdom is the ability score. I am not familiar with the Rangers, 5e Rangers spell list.